I think I thought it was very difficult to talk towards the end of the symposium, but I think I learned is talking after Dr. Ajay Krishnan is more difficult. So that was the first point. Second important thing is, I think what Dr. Ajay Krishnan's talk really motivated me, because we are, towards the beginning of our complex cases. And I think a good surgical skill with technology, I think it can give the best possible outcome to the patient despite the complexity. And I think these complex cases, when operated in non-technological era, led to more neurodeficits, and it gave spine surgery a bad name. But I think this is the best time with these advanced tools to really wipe off that stigma from spine surgery, that paralysis ho jayega kya doctor, which patient usually asks. I think excellent cases. And I think what fascinated me the most, Dr. Ajay, was the last kid what you showed, that you did a olive with percutaneous screw, from the back, and what two surgeries were necessary, or maybe 3 to 4 hours surgical time was necessary, you could do it in 1.5 hours. I think it has really stimulated us and actually motivated us, because we are going to start using this navigation and OARM. Thanks, Dr. Ajay. So when we start with these complex cases once again, so we see this complex 130-degree post-tubercle kyphosis patient, and this is actually the image that we see intraoperatively on an CM. So this is the patient's MRI image. So when we had to operate this patient in, times where there is no navigation, there is no OARM, I think with just neuromonitoring at our hands, as Dr. Bharat Dave rightly said, that many heartbeats missed, a lot of your colleagues coming into the play for helping you out in the surgery, and you end up spending more and more time in these complex deformities. So when we talk about these complex deformities, this is the times when we never used OARMs, or when we never used our navigation systems. We did these surgeries, but absolutely, as rightly said, we used to have a lot of heartbeats missed and lot of anxious moments intraoperatively. So that was how it is. So when we talk of a C1 C2 instability, so CT scan that we have, it really gave us so much of idea about the complex neurovascular structures around. And this is the MRI image of that patient. So we did these surgeries before OARM, before navigation, but again, as said, just with the neuromonitoring, which even was not available, when we did these surgeries. So until and unless the patient moved his both upper limbs and lower limbs, we used to be always, having a lot of stress on our minds. But I think with the advent of OARM and neuromonitoring, it's definitely going to help us in a big, big, big way. In high grade slips like this, wherein we initially used to put screws at L2, we used to distract it and then try to lever out that L5, and then try putting screw at that level and then start distracting from one side, doing interbody preparation from one side and do it vice versa again. I think OARM is definitely going to add value in such cases, wherein we need not go to a level higher, and we can directly put a screw here, start distracting it, start doing our disk space preparation. So this is one additional advantage I feel of OARM and navigation over our conventional cases. Now, talking about the literature, we are running short of time, so I would not take much of time. So comparison of intraoperative radiation exposure for OARM intraoperatively versus CM image intensifier in minimally invasive lumbar fusion surgeries. When I was going through the literature, actually it said that we introduced OARM at our facility to allow use of precise navigation, and despite 2 or more CT acquisitions per surgery, the surgeon's RE was completely avoided and patient's RE was reduced to less than or half of that of CM, which proves that OARM is beneficial both for surgeon as well as patients in MIS lumbar fusion surgery. So that was the criticism, that patient gets more and more of radiation. But I think that's also been overcome. Intraoperative imaging and navigation for C1, C2 posterior fusion. So it says that axial cervical spine instrumentation is challenging, and utilization of image assisted navigation increases the accuracy and safety of screw placement. And there are empty number of literature which is available in today's era supporting OARM, supporting navigation. So I would avoid duplication of what the previous speakers have said. And one point I would like to stress upon that this is going to be the future of spine surgery, and for better patient outcomes and patient satisfaction and safe spine surgery, that has been the motto of all the spine surgeons all across. I think this is going to help us. Thank you very much.